and shiny paint. A show car is just what she ain't. Chrome curb feelers, bitchin' mud flaps help to stretch the biggest gaps. If you still don't have a clue, then this is what we'll do to you. We'll take your lunch money and make it our beer money. And if you think that's funny, we'll do it again, honey. We'll take all your lunch money and make it our beer money. We'll steal your french fries, run smooth out your life, and then drink all our beer money. We'll throw our shoots in your face. I hope you like winning second place. To another episode, it's a real short episode, but real good at doing stuff. And we're going to address the last episode, which was somewhat of a cliffhanger. I think some of you guys
everybody's up in arms.
They're all worked up about that.
Yeah.
But anyhow, we're just going to talk about the future or lack thereof of beer money as it is. Right.
We're in the trailer because we just barely got by the rain, which is not something we can say about our competitors. We clear them pretty good. But anyway, we're in the trailer. And, so a recent post by another no prepper was talking about guessing mile per hour, and we're not going to do that because y'all wouldn't believe it even if we told you. But beer money is just, we've kind of perfected it over the past 5 years. I would say it runs pretty good on the no prep stuff. And we're going fast enough now. Obviously, I know a thing or two about getting hurt in a race car, and we're going fast enough now that this thing just doesn't have enough chassis and roll cage to sustain a crash like it would have if it were to get ugly at the speeds we're running. So I've picked up another car, and what Pete and I have decided to do is put the new car on the front side. It's a much safer car, a better car, and as fast as we're going on the front side now, we're pretty much out of chassis, to be honest with you. This thing's no subframe connectors, 10.850 serted cage, not made to go as fast as we're going, and the no prep stuff has evolved and technology, and Pete's worked hard, and we're just faster than we should be in this thing. So the new car we're going to race on the front side. I get beat up all the time about not putting beer money on the back side of the racetrack. Pete and I, quite frankly, just don't have time to switch a car back and forth. This thing runs so good on the front that I just don't feel like it's a good idea for us to try to run the back and the front. I feel like you get caught somewhere in between and you're not really good at either one. Jarrett Bradshaw's probably the best at doing both. Him and Turbo John both. They do a really good job. But Pete and I, now I don't really live all that close. My dad and I run MacFat beadlocks back home, and so it's really just we're here on Thursday night tonight, making a couple shakedowns, hoping to go race Saturday. And we just don't have time to switch the car back and forth. So in the future, what Pete and I would like to do is leave this thing as it is, really focus on a backside setup and try to go run for some of this big money. There's some hitters around here, Jarrett Bradshaw, Patches, Turbo John. A lot of guys in the Southeast are really fast on the backside, so you can't just go there and dilly-dally, right? You got to go there correct.
Yeah, you got to be set up for it and tested for it, and you just can't switch back and forth. So we've kind of stayed away from that
for that reason.
Well, we tried it a couple times and it did not go very well.
It does not go good.
And we just realized that we haven't spent enough time testing that setup, and it takes a totally different race car, and which is why I picked up another one that we're going to run on the front side. So
right, we got something else on the menu.
Yes.
You could say. Right.
Yeah. The old ASS.
Right.
But so BeerMoney's not going anywhere. In fact, I priced it to a dude at Darlington over the weekend for $120,000. And thinking like, man, if he buys it, I really don't want to sell it. But in all reality, we could build 3 of these things for that. So if he brings 120 grand, I guess we're going to go out on Andrew's boat for a day.
Right.
So BeerMoney's not going anywhere. We're going to put it on the backside, really focus on getting the car set up for that. There's so much of it around. They're paying huge payouts, and I feel like it's just where this car belongs. And we got a new car coming for the front side. Hope to have it out by the end of the year, but definitely by the beginning of next year, we will have a new front side no prep car that we're going to run some of that. And then Corey Stamper and the guys at Shady Side are bringing back the Outlaw 10.5-ish feel for slick tire racing. They're going to have a slick tire only race, bracket style prep at Shady Side next year, and I want to run some of that stuff and kind of get back to the way it was when Pete and I first started racing way back in the day. So
other thing is that race cars are coming.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of time before this thing's obsolete on the front side.
Well, and I've realized that this year. I've been to a couple races, some guys showed up with some tube chassis cars, 4-link, double frame railed stuff, and they were fast. And I realized, then that we were kind of ahead of the game. People said we kicked puppies and cherry picked for a while. If you consider us doing that with this thing, then I guess so be it. But we just got ahead of the curve. Shannon Davis at Davis Technologies has a great product that Pete's very good using. Pete's got a really good handle on the tune-up. We got good horsepower, Clydesdales, if you will. And Greg Slack Torque Converter and Dave at Proformance with the transmission, tons of Motion Raceworks parts. Mincer Motorsports, Amsoil and VP Racing Fuels came on this year. We got a bunch of good partners on this thing. Precision Turbo supplies the boost. So it's just time for us to do something a little different, and that's our plan. So we're going to keep being real good at doing stuff, I hope.
We may make a couple more races before we switch it out.
Yeah, this thing's going to race the rest of the year. I don't suspect the new car will be out and tested in time by the end of the year, but by the beginning of next year, we will have 2 cars running 2 different styles of no prep, BeerMoney being on the back, and the old new school being on the front. That's what we got. So see you freaking later.
Right.
We'll take your lunch money and make it our beer money. And if you think that's funny, we'll do it again, honey. We'll take all your lunch money and make it our beer money. We'll steal your french fries, run smooth out your life, and then drink all our beer money.